This is a Headgum original.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all for coming. We're so excited to have you. Are you also excited like we are? All right, without further ado, the very funny people I work with, Amir, Geoff, and Danny.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for coming. Is this on? Do you think this is on? I think it's on.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Anya?
Yeah.
On?
Couple jobs at once. She's right. Anya made dinner for everybody and then is also in charge of the microphones. It's too much. She's spread too thin. Now I can hear myself. Hell yeah. How's everybody doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
How you feeling?
Thanks for arriving. Hard to do that in Los Angeles, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where did everybody park? Because I'm afraid I might get towed.
Don't ask, like, mundane shit.
Yeah, I'm just making small talk. We have to kill 45 minutes.
Four comics bailed.
They all said no thanks at the end of the day. No, what did you guys want to discuss? I'm sorry, I co-opted the conversation way too early.
No, this is fine. I feel like this is the three most random people in... We look like fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's always like the most ambiguous. Like, it's the black dude. You know, it's the fucking random.
Which one am I?
You give like real Blue Ranger energy.
That means Jewish, but I appreciate it.
Star of David on your chest.
You give off Blue Ranger energy.
Yes, definitely.
The flag of my forefather.
Well, the theme tonight is high school.
Back to school.
Back
yeah,
to school. Back to
Yeah.
school.
The theme tonight is high school.
Yeah.
My specific high school, you know.
Go Preppers.
I guess. That was the name of your mascot?
Let's not talk about it.
Preppers.
I did see that John Marshall over here in Los Feliz, their mascot is the Barristers,
Interesting.
which might be worse.
Then Preppers?
Preppers? What's
Preppers is nothing. Barristers is at least something. There's not a thing called a prepper.
I don't like being in the middle of this.
All right, let's switch it up.
I end up in the middle again. This is fucked. I was a piece of shit in high school, yeah. No, I really thought highly of myself. When I was a freshman, they used to bring like speakers to my high school and to like inspire us to go into different fields. One of them was like the GM of the Cavs. I'm from Cleveland.
Kobe Altman?
What's that?
Kobe Altman?
It was before David Griffin, whoever that guy was, Adam Smith or something. He didn't do well with the team, but he did come to speak to us, and he was like, all right, well, let's do two more questions. I've been raising my hand the whole time. My question had something to do with, like, the core was, like, Tristan Thompson and Kyrie Irving at the time.
the core?
You weren't doing well.
a red velvet jacket and smoking a cob.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
But
question,
I
yeah.
had a basketball-related question, and they were like, two questions, you and then you, and pointed at me second. First guy asks the question I was going to ask. They're like, all right, and you? And I was like, and I should have just said that was my question and given it to someone else. Instead, I was like, what do you think of the name change from New Orleans Hornets to New Orleans Pelicans? And he was like, yeah, I work for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't really have an opinion on that. Bell rings, school starts, just everybody's like, because other people wanted to ask questions. So that was what I was like in high school, Danny.
That's tight. Didn't you like smoke like tobacco like out of a pipe?
I also smoked pipe tobacco in my garage.
Out of a pipe.
Let's talk about anything else than me smoking pipe tobacco.
You look good, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I really needed to fucking hear that.
I can't tell if you're losing weight or just buying bigger clothes. Danny loved it.
I thought the same thing. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this dude?
Yeah. It looks like you're an after picture, but you just might be wearing an XXL.
What were you guys like in high school?
Popular, dog.
No,
Jewish,
for sure.
man.
No,
for
me too.
sure.
Man, I was mad popular, bro. I really had a great adolescence. I don't know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Played football and yeah.
Yeah, I was in shape. You know,
Yeah, that's
shit.
awesome.
for sure.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, flag football, but
Yeah.
middle
Non-contact.
school, but yeah. I was in 12th grade. They were in 7th. I was playing flag football.
You moonlighted as a parking enforcement officer, right?
And sunlighted.
Did you
as
really,
one.
bro?
No, of course not.
shit.
Don't believe anything he says.
Gleefully handing out $71, $281.
It's a random young police.
Yeah, most people work
officer.
at like a
It's
summer camp.
Yeah, I was a tutor.
All right, I have a question. If
You're
there's-
right to change the subject.
Yeah,
It's
no.
okay.
If there's one famous person that you could bully in high school, like you knew them in high school,
Physically?
yeah, or mentally.
Okay. Who is the oldest Backstreet Boy?
Ooh,
AJ?
do y'all know? Do anybody here know? Kevin?
Kevin.
Nah, Kevin could kick my ass. Who was the other one? Howie. I would outwit Howie.
That's nice.
I really would.
Just ruin
Ask
his
me
future
Howie.
career.
Nice.
Thank you.
What about you?
I don't know. It's just because you were talking about boy bands, but Taylor Hanson. He's smaller than the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys were jacked.
Really? Shit.
The Hanson guys were like
Handsome.
lean. Yeah.
Yeah. They were, I think, 8, 10, and 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
All ages.
I just know Mbop.
Yeah. They were adolescents, for sure.
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like I would mentally torture The Rock.
There's no way.
Before he got jacked.
Just roast him, like, bro. You fucking.
There
can't
is no
fight.
before he was jacked. You see,
was probably
pictures
chubby a
of
little bit.
11. He was huge. He was 6'4", 280.
But just roast him, like, bro. Your mom doesn't love you. And just like walk away, like shit like that. Like, yeah, dog.
Yeah, but you would have fed the fuel that led him to be what he is now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I want to ask everybody tonight who they want to bully
Okay. Who they could bully or who they
or would
wanted
have.
to?
Whatever. We're all old as fuck now. But
Yeah.
back in the day.
Some of us more than others.
Somebody from my high school was on Shark Tank, and he got $750,000 for a tattoo moisturizer called Black Rabbit. And I figured if Oliver Zach could do it, then so could fucking I. So I have a couple ideas that I wanted to run by y'all, and we'll settle on one, and I'll actually submit it for the deadline, which is in 8 days, October 1st.
Okay.
The first one is SAG-AFTRA Paneer. So that's the only actors union that pairs well with non.
What?
Like
And what are you
Parappa.
looking for, cash-wise, for what percentage of your company?
That's going to be $400,000 for 25%.
Nice.
No way.
Nice.
Doxed Martins. Custom boots with celebrities' addresses on them.
It's disgusting.
Just
pretty
like
good.
Judge Reinhardt
Yeah.
on like a Chelsea
Just
boot.
do one more. Do your last best one. We gotta get the show going. This
All right,
is disgusting.
AstroTurf. Artificial grass that somehow rockets J.K. Rowling to Mars.
Let's get the show started.
Yes!
Introduce him.
You guys know these people from Twitter, from TikTok, and as the hosts of one of my favorite Headgum shows, Keeping Records, give it up for EJ Marcus and Shelby Wolstein!
Hey, thanks, Geoff.
Oh, hey, thanks, Geoff. Thanks,
Hey,
Geoff.
thank you, Geoff.
Thank you, guys.
It would be literally insane for you to know me from TikTok. I have 3 videos. If you guys were like, I know her from TikTok, I'd be like, that's nuts.
People do.
Jeff and I, Jeff and I are from the same town, and I went to the all-girls school that was counter to his all-boys school. And he's not lying about preppers. That is true. And their mascot was literally just Big Boy in a suit. Like, it literally is just like a white big boy wearing a suit. And our mascot, the Blazers. Makes no sense. I didn't like going back to school.
Why? I loved it.
No, I didn't like going back to
loved
school.
it.
I didn't like going back to school because I went to summer camp. So when I got back to school, I just got to learn about everything everyone did without me. I was like, oh, that's awesome. They were like, I had sex this summer. I was like, I flirted behind a bunk for like 45 minutes, and it was sexy.
Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool, though. I mean,
I don't remember a single thing I learned in high school. Like, I was actually, I think mentally, I was like, I won't learn here. I was like, yeah, right. I dare you to teach me something, and they couldn't. And it led
You're
to me being
combative.
really stupid for a really long time.
No, really?
Literally. And sophomore
No,
year of high
Shelby,
school, I told my parents that I didn't know what month came after January.
Stop.
And they said, what? And I said, nobody has taken the time to tell me. And it's always written on the board.
Yeah.
So I was like, I never have to know that. And then my mom got so mad at me, was like, I can't believe I raised the stupidest person on the planet.
Stop.
She said that.
Oh my God.
She literally said that. And I was like, no, like I'll learn it. And I locked myself in my bedroom and I learned the months.
Totally.
I guess at this point I'm 15 years old. At 15, I was like, I'm gonna know what comes after January, bitch.
Yeah.
I like asked my family to gather to be like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. And they were kind of like,
Whoa,
thank you.
Whoa.
Just so you guys,
really cool.
I learned that,
Nice.
really impressive. I learned that because my siblings' birthdays were April, May, June, July. Easy. You get that
Easy
lickety
stuff.
split.
That's like simple.
January, February, March, April was all I had to learn because then July to November is Jason. And Derulo. So it's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, birthdays.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo. So I'm sitting there being like,
That's simple. That's really easy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally hear you with like school not being like the most, I don't know, best use of your time at that age. But like, I guess I used it for like really, in a way, I guess I was doing sort of like research on my own. Like you could call it like an independent study.
You could have done that at home.
I could, well, but I'm transgender. So when I was in high school, I was fully closeted. So I was like, other girls, right? As we knew them, other girls were sort of dating boys and doing that kind of stuff. And I was too for the most part. Yeah. I was like fully partaking in that in a way, in that I would sort of have like boyfriends. And I would be like, why don't you put on my dress? Why don't you put on my dress? Just like do it. Which is super normal and okay to do. And then I would just sort of like observe them and be like, God, you look good. God, you look good. They'd be like, do you want to make out? I'd be like, whoa, that's not what this is about.
Today's about seeing you in a dress.
Yeah.
Today's about seeing
Today's
you.
about seeing you, your body specifically in a dress. And that's, you guys can psychoanalyze that all you want. But that's what school gave me. So I, like, super important stuff.
I just feel like, I don't think, when I was a kid, the things that I was curious about was like, I was taking my razor scooter and running it over worms and seeing if I could bring them back to life.
Yeah.
Insane, but now I know you can't, and they will live for way longer than you think.
Whoa.
Once they're split in half. I think it's because they have like a bunch of stomachs. But
Oh, yeah. And resilience.
But like teenage boys
Yeah.
are literally, they're in class for what reason? All they're thinking about
No
is like,
reason.
what does my dick feel like in this textbook? Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
They're literally
Yeah.
like, wait, what would
Yes.
my dick feel like on those curtains? What would my dick feel like? Like that's all that's going. So it's like, it's
a lot of
not the
stuff
right
like that.
time to learn. Right now, I learn stuff on TikTok and I'm like, I'm curious. I'm now Googling, so like, I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And in high school, they taught me things and I said, it is so stupid that you want me to learn that right now.
You fought it. You debated.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought
I hear that. That's
I
okay.
believed nothing a teacher said and everything my peers said.
Mm.
Like, I learned in middle school, I learned that you could get pregnant from a hot tub. Someone
real
said,
stuff. Yeah.
you can get if someone comes in a hot tub, it's the perfect environment for cum to survive 48 hours.
Tepid. Yeah.
I said 100%. That makes total sense to
Yeah.
me. I mean, balls are hot.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that has to be able to happen. And then I was like, well, people keep saying like the Virgin Mary, the Virgin Mary, the Virgin. I was like, if it can happen,
Yeah.
if it can happen, it can happen to me. And so my first pregnancy scare was when I was 12 years old and a virgin.
Because you were.
Because I was I went to a hot tub on winter break. Brag.
Okay. Whoa.
Brag.
Really
You don't think I did?
cool.
I went to a hot tub. Yeah, well, I should have known better. But I went to a hot tub on winter break, and I then didn't get my period for like 3 months, and I was
Normal
like,
stuff, yeah.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend over to talk about it. I was like, listen,
Yeah.
we gotta talk. I'm gonna have a baby. And
Yeah.
she was like, what? I was like,
too,
no,
yeah.
I was in that hot tub and whatever.
Yeah.
and we decided I needed to take care of it because I wasn't fit to be a mom. And
get rid of it. Yeah.
that would be taking care of it.
Sure.
I couldn't bring it even to term.
Totally. Yeah.
This is a pro-life audience.
Yeah,
I forgot. They're all like, holy shit, she considered abortion. I was 12.
Okay.
They're like, she should have carried.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm seeing the signs
They're like,
now.
are
There's
you
like people
literally
protesting in the
kidding?
back.
They're like, wait,
What?
She would have aborted that baby. She's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's me immediately.
Oh my God.
They
They're
were
really
like-
mad.
Every single one of you was like, yikes, abortions. But I was
Super
gonna get
weird,
one.
you guys.
If I was pregnant at the time, I would.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
An ally. But I had to get a
Super
ride to
weird.
urgent care, so I asked for one from my dad.
Sure.
And I was like, I need to go to urgent care.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I don't think they would have performed it. But what did I know? And I went to I went to my dad. I said we need to go to urgent care, and he was like, "Are you sick?" And I was like, "No, I just have to go to urgent care." And we went back and forth for a while because he was like, "If you're not sick, why are you?" And I was like, "Just trust." And so then my sister was like, "She thinks she's pregnant." I'm 12 years old. This is my father. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I could be. Like, who's to say? Like, I don't know how I would know." And he was like, "What are you talking?" We go back and forth. We're screaming. I'm flustered. And he goes, "Who's the father?" And I said, "It could be anyone." He stormed off. We never talked about it again.
Yeah.
I was like, I got my period like 4 days later, and I was like, and he never needs to know.
Yeah, that's a secret.
Give it up for Shelby and EJ!
I like that.
I was tasked with asking you guys a question after your set, sort of the format of the show. And I wanted to ask it for you guys because, yes, we did basically go to what should have been the same high school, but wasn't. Was there like a teacher you guys liked? And what was one quality about them that changed the course of your life?
Serious question.
Wow.
I think that's fair to ask.
You first.
Me first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to think.
Oh my God. I mean, to be honest, the first thing that came to mind was I had like a lesbian science teacher.
Nice.
Like literally, I was
Pro-life, anti-gay.
Yeah.
They were like,
They were like,
teaching
okay, I
science?
guess that's good.
She shouldn't be teaching science if she doesn't know that a man should be with a woman.
No, yeah, she's lesbian. I just thought that was super cool. I was like, wait, okay, noted for later.
Love that. Love that. Shelby?
Yeah.
I know a little bit about your high school experience.
Oh. Yeah.
His sister went to my high school.
Yeah.
And was a year
Totally.
below me.
You were cool in high school.
Whoa, really?
Oh my God. First I'm hearing about it.
That makes so much sense. And you hated school?
Yeah,
So
that's
cool.
kind of the whole thing.
Pretty
So
awesome.
cool.
My favorite teacher, I mean, I loved all my teachers, if I'm being honest. That's the only reason I didn't get expelled. There was a thing at my school called Honor Council, which was a jury of your peers who got to decide if you were in trouble or not.
The police.
Totally. Yeah.
Cops,
Otherwise
cops.
known as the cops.
You're
They
the
had
police.
to run for it, and they had a lifetime appointment all through high school. So you got nominated. in
The
freshman
Supreme
year,
Court.
and then
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
cops. But they say after you go once, they're like, you will get expelled after your next appearance. And I went 9 times, and the only reason I was never expelled was this guy, Dr. Wonderly King.
There's no way.
Dr.
Wonderly?
Yeah, he was my advisor. He was
a
the
made-up
mental health
character.
guy.
And he was a magician too.
That was a stage name.
That's awesome.
It would not surprise me. He was awesome. He was so sweet, and he let me stop taking Spanish class and just do the worksheets in his room.
Nice.
For Dr. Wonderly.
Well, anyways, give it up for EJ and Shelby!
I was just saying that it's exciting to be here. It's kind of our first.
Arms crossed.
Yeah.
Worst HR rep outfit I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So is this what you meant by roast famous people? You're
Yes, roast Amir!
just dragging me and
Can I
Taylor
pitch another
Swift.
Shark Tank idea?
Yeah,
go ahead.
please.
Gin Diesel. Bottle
Okay.
of liquor with a little ribbed tank top. Who says no?
Probably Vin. He'll sue you for libel.
Yeah.
And someone else will sue you for the label.
He hates The Rock, so I thought that maybe he would try and like.
Do they really beef?
Oh, they have huge beef, and The Rock has what is it, Dobos?
The Rock no, not
Lobos.
Tequila. No, it's different.
Tequila brand.
Terramana.
Yeah, it's something
That
with
one.
Yeah.
He's definitely trying to one up him in that regard. So I think Gin Diesel.
Yeah.
And if you don't like that,
We don't.
then I'll come back with a couple more later.
All right.
I really do. We'll do my homework here.
That's
All
really
right, well, let's
cool.
get this shit going because this motherfucker would. All right. All right, this next comedian, he's fucking hilarious. You see him every night on the Late Late Show and Netflix. Make some noise right now for Ian Karmel!
How's everybody doing tonight? You having a good time? Yeah. Immediately see the Portland, Oregon hat. Shout out, dude. Hell yeah. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I went to high school in Portland, Oregon. I fucking loved high school. I loved it. I was a gigantic football player. Everybody liked Sublime, not just me. It was everybody. Now, you can't like Sublime. Liking Sublime is worse than being a pedophile. But back then, everybody liked Sublime. You'd walk into a party and Sublime would be playing. You'd leave a party and Sublime would be playing. You'd get in your car, Sublime would be playing. You get pulled over by the cops, they'd hear Sublime, they'd be like, you're a good dude, don't even need to blow into this thing. Everybody liked Sublime. I fucking loved it. I don't even have a joke about this. I'm just talking about high school. I really did enjoy high school. I loved it. I was just smart enough to get by. I was not actually smart. I was Jeopardy smart, which is different. Some people are real smart. I'm Jeopardy smart. Like, if the president called me and was like, there's a meteor headed to Earth, what are we gonna do? I'd be like, I got you. Tallahassee is the capital of Florida. I was in TAG, though. Was anyone here in TAG, talented and gifted? Yeah. Good. We all were. Everybody was. I felt very special about it at the time, but it turns out everybody was in talented and gifted. Talented and gifted means you're here. Oh man, I really did. I love high school. You guys ever see like pictures going around on Twitter of what school lunches look like in other countries, where they'll be like, this is Japan and it's a well-balanced meal, and here it is in France and there's a béarnaise sauce on haddock or what, like, you know. And then they show an American, and it's just like microwaved bologna and like a ketchup swastika or something like that. I know it's like hip to criticize America, you know? You guys are probably younger than me. I know it's in right now to look at the American flag and say, I have some notes. You know, I know that's what we're all doing here. I know that, but American school lunch, that's not where we start, okay? We fucking knocked it out of the park with school lunch. I don't know about those pictures going around on Twitter, but we had chicken fried steak like 3 times a week. Nobody should eat chicken fried steak ever, and we had it 3 times a week. We were rarely served anything that didn't have gravy on it. That's a fucking beautiful dream for a child. I'm sure it was to save money. I'm sure it was to save money. But we had a thing called Banditos Quesadillas, which was just several quesadillas. I fucking love that. In France, they're trying to give you like spelt and quinoa. Fuck off. That's why you guys aren't good at basketball. I partied a lot in high school, which you can probably tell by how I'm much dumber than all of the privilege I've been afforded should indicate. I loved it. I loved it. None of us had older siblings, though. Did you guys, anybody, who else partied in high school? Make some noise. Yeah, you were in a Hawaiian shirt tonight. I know you partied in high school, dude. You've been partying since high school. It hasn't stopped. That's my fucking man right there. What's your name, dude? Connor. Your name's Connor? And you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt? What are you doing here right now? They got bars up and down this street, dude. They'll be open later, he says. Of course they will. Fucking Connor in the Hawaiian shirt. How did you get booze when you were in high school, dude? Older siblings, so you were like, hey, here's $20, hook it up. We didn't have that setup. We didn't have any older siblings. What we had was, well, we called them beer runs. What we would do was, me and 3 other already pretty drunk friends would walk into a grocery store, secure in the knowledge that the employees of that grocery store weren't allowed to touch you because of ongoing litigation concerning just that method of apprehending wayward youth. So we would walk up and down those aisles as though we were on a Friday at 11 p.m. grocery shopping trip, just 3 lads out for an evening. And we would fill our grocery cart with various groceries so people wouldn't get suspicious, but we weren't really paying attention, so it would be head of cabbage, Golden Graham cereal, orthopedic inserts, so much beer, beef jerky. And then we would, at one point, just be like, go! And then we would run! We would push the shopping cart out into the parking lot where another friend was waiting in his mother's Subaru Outback, right? Just around the corner from where the cameras were. And we would throw the beer in, and then we would close the back of the hatchback, and then we would push the shopping cart away, and then we would run after it, grab the beef jerky, get back in the car, and then leave. And that's how we did it. And I did that like 7 or 8 times. And this was when I was like 17, when I also didn't believe in white privilege. So the irony was as thick as the molasses they used on that beef jerky we ate on our ride back to the party. I think they need to do a better job of educating children in high school, myself included, my own generation, every generation. Here's how So Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. I was recently looking into Nelson Mandela. I was reading his Wikipedia page. Cliff notes just for everything in life, I guess. I was reading his Wikipedia page. Nelson Mandela spent 30 years of his life in prison. 30 years of his life in prison, and while he was in prison, he dedicated his life to education. He learned Afrikaans, the language of the people who were oppressing the black people in South Africa. He got a law degree while he was there. He nearly went blind, by the way, because he was forced to break rocks in the yard of the prison, like very white chalk, like that kind of, and the light reflecting off it damaged his eyesight. He slept on a straw mat. 30 years he was in prison. He was in prison for 30 years doing that. And when he finally got out, he was elected the first black president in the history of South Africa. That's what he was. And after an amazing tenure as the president of South Africa, where he prevented a massive violent civil war that almost surely was to break out, he stopped it from happening. And after he got out of office, he dedicated the rest of his life to fighting AIDS and poverty, not just in South Africa, not just in Africa, but in the world. That is what Nelson Mandela did with his life. That's Nelson Mandela. And the Mandela effect is when you think the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia on it, but it did not have a cornucopia. It was just loose fruit. Civil rights hero Nelson Mandela, 30 years of his life in prison, a third of the luckiest people on Earth's life, 30 years, and that's what we fucking named after him? What the fuck? We are fucking dumb as hell. What the fuck? That's like if we were like, look at that guy, he's a regular Martin Luther King Jr. You're like, what do you mean? He has a mustache. What the hell is wrong with it? Now, we call it the Mandela effect because this phenomenon happened when Nelson Mandela was in prison for so long that people assumed he was dead. So when he got out of prison finally, like in the 90s, people were like, wait, no, he died in the 80s. And they were like, no, you just forgot he was alive because he was in jail for so long. And they were like, forgetting. That's what I will choose to take away from his sacrifice. You know what I bet Nelson Mandela wishes he could forget? Being in prison for 30 years. Why do we ever ask famous people what they think about anything? When has that ever worked out? We shouldn't do that. Chris Pratt. I'm talking about Chris Pratt. It was a long wind-up, but I want to talk about Chris Pratt. What the fuck were we doing asking him any questions about it? We should ask Chris Pratt one question ever, and it's like, how fun was it to work with Bryce Dallas Howard again? That's it. That's the only question we could ask Chris Pratt. We talked to Chris. We used to love Chris Pratt. You remember that? You were all there. We loved Chris Pratt. He was the internet's boyfriend. We loved him. He was on Parks and Rec, and we were like, look at that guy. He's funny, and he's not that hot. He's hot, but he's not that hot. And I like that because that's how I see myself. We loved Chris Pratt. People wanted to fuck him. People wanted to pee him. We loved him. And then we were interested, so we asked questions, and it ruined it because he has dumb opinions, because of course he does. Chris Pratt belongs to a weird, bad church, and of course Chris Pratt does. Look at Chris Pratt. He's one of the biggest movie stars on the planet. And everyone else who looks like Chris Pratt coaches middle school football. I would believe in whatever God they put in front of me if that was my life. He looks like he should be drunk in a grocery store, not on the set of a movie. That's Chris Pratt. Why the fuck did we ask him any question? We did this to ourselves. You know what this is? This is exactly like a few years ago when there was those pictures circulating on Twitter, and it was like a big plastic bin in a factory, and it was full of a big pile of pink slime. It was just a big pile of pink slime, and it was circulating, and people were like, guess what the pink slime is? And we were like, I don't know, some sort of industrial solvent. And they were like, no, it's chicken nuggets. We had to be like, oh. Gross? Gross. Yeah, that is gross. Don't fucking show us that. I don't know what I thought chicken nuggets looked like before they got turned into chicken nuggets, but I didn't think good. I didn't think they looked good. You get 20 of them for $4. They come in one of four shapes. Every one of them is one of four shapes. God didn't do that. I knew that. I didn't think chicken nuggets were just like an emotionally well-adjusted chicken on a treadmill, just like, whenever I die, do whatever you want with me, and you have my blessing. Like, I didn't think that was it. We fucked chicken nuggets for ourselves, and then we fucked Chris Pratt for ourselves. We gotta stop doing that. You put your nose in a beehive, you're gonna get stung a few times. You know what I mean? Now I gotta go. We should stop asking famous people anything ever. You know when we had proper movie stars? In the 80s, because we never asked them their opinions about anything, not even once. Sylvester Stallone, he was huge, and nobody ever asked him anything, not even once. Sylvester Stallone has never had the right opinion in his entire life, never. Look at that guy, look at that face. Look at his face. That is the face of a man who has said some words that we don't say anymore. Nobody has ever asked Sylvester. Sylvester Stallone has had one good opinion ever, and that opinion was, I should make a movie where I fight Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, and he did it. All right, I've been Ian Karmel, and now I'm going to answer some questions.
Give it up, Ian! All right, I have a couple of pre-planned questions for you.
All right, great.
All right.
Of course.
The theme is high school, right? Or back to school, not high school. Thank you.
You've
All right.
inceptioned us to be wrong.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can we keep his mic off?
I think it already is. a little bit.
Turn his
I think
vocals
I'm
down.
deaf, quite frankly. But
All right, what's the biggest thing you cheated on during school?
The biggest thing I cheated on during
Yes.
school? Oh, I'd love to say, like, a girlfriend, but I didn't.
But she wasn't that big.
I didn't have one of those. It was way more embarrassing, probably. I cheated on, like, lots of tests. Oh, you know what it was?
Uh-huh.
It was, I was in, like, a algebra class that I had no business passing, but the teacher wasn't even a football coach, was just a friend of a football coach. And I had like a 59, and he was like, I got you, dude. And he didn't even give me a C. He gave me a B-, which
Oh,
was
wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Going to jail. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I still don't know math.
Last thing, fantasy draft, your favorite, All Fantasy Everything, co-host of All Fantasy Everything, Headgum podcast.
Thank you,
Top
thank you.
3 periods in school.
Oh, man.
This will be a
Early
good
release,
episode,
late
yeah.
arrival. No, I was actually a pretty good student. I really liked, I loved history. I liked AP history because I had this, like, great union leader, socialist teacher
Yeah,
who just,
nice.
like, made us read Howard Zinn when we were all, like, sophomores, and that was really fun. She'd be like, that's bullshit. Here's the real story. And that was like,
You got a 1 on the exam.
I got a 1. I did poorly.
Yeah.
I did poorly. But and so I loved history. I loved English, just because reading is fun, and like answers didn't have to be right. You just had to explain yourself enough. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can lie. You can't lie in
can
math.
Right.
People could be like, "What is this like sonnet about?" And you'd be like, if you explained why you thought it was about the military-industrial complex, which wouldn't come along for 500 more years, you still got points. And,
I'm not wrong. We disagree.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then shout out to lunch, dude.
Yeah.
A late third-round pick.
Yeah.
Lunch.
Yeah. Right. Sleeper. Yeah.
Hell
Max
yeah.
contract.
Well, one more time for Ian Karmel. Great job.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
And listen to All Fantasy Everything. Watch The Late Late Show. Watch Ian's specials. He has so many of them. Very funny guy.
Killed it.
I have another Shark Tank pitch.
yeah, why?
Why do you? Yeah.
I
Why?
lie awake
weird.
sleepless at night.
I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Mammary foam.
Uh-huh.
A mattress that you have to get screened once a year.
I'm worried
like
about
it.
you, bro. Like what?
I'm not doing well
Yeah.
financially, emotionally.
Yeah.
That's a nice
It's all
like mom.
zero.
That's a nice like mom. Remember like those like rom-com movies where the mom was like disheveled but like rich.
Yeah.
She had like a T-shirt on. Like that's the T-shirt of like a nice.
I want to dress like I'm in a Nancy Meyer's kitchen.
Yeah.
Almost
Right.
always.
That's a nice Meryl Streep. Like it's like.
Something
All right,
really
sorry.
does have to give though in my life.
That's really good.
All right, let's give it going.
Nancy Meyer's.
Wait, give me one more. One more
yeah.
idea. One more
yeah.
idea.
One more idea.
Yeah.
Glad you asked.
Mom shirts.
NPR's All Thongs Considered. A radio-based ass show.
I should have capped you at the memory foam one. That was perfect.
Yeah.
The NPR one. All thongs considered, was it?
Tom Clancy Feast?
Sorry, what's that?
That's wet cat food for military veterans.
I'm glad we got there. All right, let's keep the show going. You want to see another comic? Yeah. This next comedian was on Barry. She's all over social media. I live with her. She's my lover, if you can believe it. So treat her with respect. Let's give it up for Avital Ash.
He defamed my character by saying we were lovers. I'm upset. I was brought back to high school with the Sublime talk. I feel like I couldn't be the only one driving around super high, and one of the songs has sirens in it, and every time I was like, oh my God. And it would happen like over and over and over. I guess because that's part of being high. You just don't remember shit. So that was fun. I'll hold it against the blind forever. My favorite thing is when girls are texting with guys that they like and they say ha-ha to not sound crazy. Like, are you seeing anyone else? Ha-ha. Where does she live? Ha-ha. No, like her exact address. Ha-ha. I don't love it when a guy says, I want you to come, because like, me too, I'm trying. But I'll still say, I want you to come when I mean, I want you to go. I'm ready for this to be over. I think about what it was like when I was in high school, and I bet lesbians in high school have it so easy nowadays. That's the end. No, like if I've learned anything from 80s movies, right, it's that to be cool in high school, all a guy had to do was present his fingers and his friends would like sniff them to see that he'd gotten pussy. But as a lesbian, you can just cheat, you know? How can you trust it? I have been watching some gay Roman porn. I just saw 2 lesbians Caesaring. I'm going to talk to you guys about porn for a while, so I hope that's okay. My sort of educational journey with porn, because it started in middle school and we're going back to school. Okay, so my first brush with pornography was a cartoon drawing of a breast that I saw in a magazine and tore out and hid away like some sort of porn squirrel. And I want to be clear that it wasn't porn, it was just porn to me at the time. And I hid it in this heart-shaped decoupage box, which I assume is what Kurt Cobain sings about. It works better if I say decoupage heart-shaped box, but it's too late, you know? No use crying over spilled cum. I don't know. And then my next brush with porn was a while later. I think I probably squirreled away some more drawings here and there, but my first apartment in LA, my neighbor JD was watching porn so loudly that I could hear it in my apartment. And I just hear at full volume, "Fuck my ass, it's right below my pussy!" Which is how I learned that sometimes porn is just directions. And now that I've had more experience, I usually watch Asian porn, and it's not like a fetish thing. It's the most creative, you know? Yeah, like I think I really need something sort of off the beaten path to help me beat off my own path, you know? Like it's never American or Dutch or Spanish porn where you'll see like a depressed naked girls soccer team like listlessly putting around a soccer ball until the saddest looking girl with bangs loses, I guess, and has to get finger banged in the gym. At least I think that's what's happening. I don't know how to play soccer or speak Japanese. But I think finger banging looks the same everywhere. Could be wrong. I don't actually know if they're speaking Japanese because I watch porn on silent. The talking kind of ruins it for me, just like with real sex. Like I'll only participate in a gangbang if it's silent. You know? I have a thought, but there's one that I'm skipping and I don't want to forget it. You guys really need to know every nuance of this porn journey. Oh yeah, I like, I guess, I like porn that's hard to search for, where you can't just type like DP or cream pie. You'd have to type like schoolgirl pees on metal table while entire classroom watches. Or like man freezes time and undresses women and then restarts time and women don't know why they're naked. I should have probably just said I like obscure porn so that I would sound like pretentious instead of like a monster. Too late. I've become a bit of a titles enthusiast. I have thoughts on titles. I had to write this one down because it's so long, but I saw one. Daughter swap, big-titted graduating sluts swapping and swallowing there, and then it cut off. It's so long. That's not a good porn title unless the goal is to make you click to find out what they're swapping. Their stepdad's hot cum, I found out. On the other end of the spectrum, my favoritely named pornograph, My Naked Stepsister. Straightforward, to the point, sometimes less is more, you know? And it gives me a sense of safety because I trust that they'll deliver on the promise of the premise. And when all is said and done, I'll have seen someone's naked stepsister. Okay, and then finally, amateur wife is fucking while cuckold husband is watching. I mean, have they ever taken an English class? It should obviously be amateur wife fucks while cuckold husband watches, right? Way more active sentence. Also, what is an amateur wife? Like a fiance? From a marketing standpoint, it just raises too many questions, and a confused mind always says no, you know? If I don't know what you mean, how can I flick my bean? If I'm confused, I can't fucking come, you know? Cool. Any of you get dick pics? Do you get? Have you been? Yeah. From him. When did you send her your first dick pic? Like the weekend after you met? A week in. Oh, waited for the weekend, not a week dick pic. Was that? Solicited. Oh, you asked. We stand an empowered woman asking for what she needs. I guess I'll just tell you another way that I like to come, aside from, you know, you haven't heard enough. I'm worried. I like having hate sex. I like when I despise the person making me come. It's why I'm so good at masturbating. I'm finished.
We learned so much about you and me in that. That was fun.
Did you love it?
It was great. I loved every second. Who was dying up there? Laughing
was Marty.
too hard. It was Marty?
Yeah, it was Marty.
Yeah, it sounded like a cat dying. I was a little bit concerned, but I'm happy to hear that it was Marty having fun.
At your expense? It was the stuff about you that he was
I
laughing
think
at?
so. It was about the DPs of it all. Did you guys have any questions, high school questions for Avital? I know a lot, but maybe you guys have something to get to know. Yeah, about you were cool in high school, right?
I was.
What kind of high school was it? Was this like only Jewish people, or was it diverse?
I went to a Jewish school like through 9th grade, and then 10th grade I switched to public school. And I didn't have any friends. I was like friends with older people that were not in high school, which in hindsight is creepy.
Yeah.
But I remember going to a restaurant with my best friend, and when I went to the bathroom, the waiter was like, we were all in love with her in high school. Gabby was like, her? Because I guess I was like cool in that I didn't talk to anyone.
Oh,
I think
see.
it's like the boys I had crushes on were like that. Were like loners and in a corner and hating, just misanthropic.
Me
And
too.
that was my vibe.
That's my vibe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you did yo-yoing.
Hey, remember speed cups back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that random ass fucking.
There's
Y'all remember that?
where you do like cups, a pyramid, and then you deconstruct them and
What
see how
the fuck
fast
was
they
it
get-
called? Was it speed cupping?
Yeah, I think it was speed cupping. Stacking.
Yeah.
Stacking.
What a
Yeah.
fucking psychopath. 'Cause I remember them coming to the schools and like, testing the shit out on tables. Like, we were all kids like
Yeah.
throwing up. We were so excited. And these motherfuckers just like stacking.
Yeah.
Party
Stacking cups. Yeah, solo cups.
I want to interview that dude. We need to have him on the fucking next.
What were your extracurriculars?
Sorry.
If you didn't speed stack, what did you do? If any.
I
not every
really did a lot of smoking weed and drinking and just
Oh,
was
nice.
like not. Yeah, I did love my AP English teacher. Like we were all in love with him. So I don't know if that's an extracurricular, right?
Thinking about
Loving
your
Mr.
AP English
Shinovsky,
teacher.
yeah,
Lit
yeah.
or Lang or
Yeah.
Let's get to the
English
bottom of
literature,
it.
That's right.
the cooler one?
It was the cooler one. I feel bad that I tried to act like everybody was in love with me in high school. That's not what I meant to say. It was this one guy, and I made him emblematic of my entire high school.
Yeah.
And I feel stupid now.
Amir's
and I take
pissed
it
the
back.
fuck
And now you all wish if anything, everybody loved the English teacher. It
Yeah,
seemed.
that's true. We
You,
did.
you still text like, did you hear about what he did, or like I found him on
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's true. He's not on Instagram, but I've seen the current crop of high schoolers hashtag his last name, and I found photos of him that way.
They still love
He's
him.
still a stud, yeah.
Damn.
It was.
That's-
I mean, he's very fit. I remember in 11th grade, he walked into the classroom and all the all the girls were swooning, and I was like, ew. And then I had him as a teacher, and I was like, oh. So it wasn't just,
Wow.
but he was also a fitness instructor, so he was very fit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This
And
guy
then
sounds awesome.
He was amazing. He got offers from better schools, but he stayed at public school where he could make the biggest difference. But then he did leave to like a magnet school after I left.
That's awesome. Shout out to, what was his name?
Mr. Shinovsky.
All right, well, I am still here.
How are you?
Any final questions for Avital before we keep this show on the road? Jeff has 9 more stupid ideas to yell at you guys.
Well, you talked a lot about porn. You
Yes.
said that you found it in middle school.
Yeah.
So I had a story.
Oh, yeah, the fleshlight story I was supposed to remind you of.
Ugh.
I was told.
There's a lot of zillennials here, I feel like. Like, I was born in 1997. Same vibe here. 96, 97, 95, 98, 99. So you guys get it. I'm going to do sort of a call and response. We all ordered a fleshlight, and our
And our-
parents intercepted the package and sat us down at the talk.
So it was
Adam
addressed-
and Eve logo.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve
In high school?
in high school, sir.
You were this horny? Like, no, I can't. The hand is not doing it. I need.
No, it wasn't. Danny, I smoked pipe tobacco when I was 16. When I was 12, I felt 40.
He was like, I can't. I'm not feeling it enough.
I was like, oh, I want to like.
I need something extra, dog.
What I
Move on.
needed was knowledge. I needed to know what I was gonna prepare for.
Did you ever think my parents might intercept this? Did
They
that
said
fear?
discreet packaging.
Uh-huh.
Fucking the stock room on the side. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I come home. I'm like, hey, Mom, was there a
Did my flash light show up by any chance?
tracking says it was delivered? It's like an Amazon thing. And she was
Yeah.
like, we need to have a talk.
What did she
Looked you
say?
at 14 years old. Like, this is not. It's not getting up for fucking making out. Like,
Yeah, I was,
What
you know.
was the talk? How did she open?
You know what? And this is the heartwarming end to it. It was a very good talk. I don't exactly remember the details, but I remember coming away from it being like, that was pretty cool, all things considered.
That's nice.
Did she
Wanted
give
the.
you the fleshlight?
Was that?
Did she give you the fleshlight after
No,
the...
they returned it. I
Yeah,
think.
but your daddy had that shit. All right, yeah, I'm gonna dispose of this.
I'll get rid of it tomorrow.
Let me get this. This is York. This is ridiculous, son.
Taking out the recycling later. That's the box. So
I can't believe you would do this. Bring this in my.
if that's how my dad stood, I would be a much different person.
All right, we gotta get this. We gotta get the show rolling. Get it for Avital.
Give it up, yes.
Oh, sorry.
All right. 2 mics.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Greg Kinnear.
What's that?
Or sorry, Greg Veneer.
Okay.
Sort of a varnish, but it's also, the star of the way back.
Yes. So veneer like Greg Kinnear. Got it. Anything else?
Namaste.
I'm just
Namaste.
weak. You were smoking fucking tobacco and like. I'm sorry, dog.
I don't know if I've ever known who I
You
am.
just dick wasn't hard. I'm 15 and a half. My shit's not getting hard like it needs to. Watching fucking.
I also talked it up to my classmates. I was like, "You guys know what's coming in the mail today."
That's disgusting, dog.
Next day, they were like, "How was it?" I was like, "Same boat as you, brother." I had the talk. But,
All right, I'm sorry. We
yeah.
can get this shit going. All right, we ready for the last comedian of the night? She is fucking hilarious. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's right.
Has a podcast here called Enemies. Chicago legend. Seen her on Netflix. Make some noise right now for Liza Treyger.
I ran up here like it was Price is Right and I didn't know that I was next. I do feel very flustered for no reason. I do have a piece of paper. I am a pothead. It has ruined my life. We pretend it's from the earth, it's good, and then it's it will make you dumb, and that's that. I feel after 15 years of smoking weed, I just woke up and I was Mr. Bean, and yeah, trying my best. Okay, so, I got really lucky because I threatened to kill my chemistry teacher before school shootings were popular, and I feel really lucky. I just got sent to school therapy, but can you imagine today? So I'm glad that I'm a little older, but Mr. Chung fucking sucked, and he was a sexist, and he had weird little fingernails, flattened fingernails. What? It seemed like you were turned on by his fingernails. Yeah, ew. Okay, good. You're chill. Ow. Okay. I am an immigrant. I'm from the former Soviet Union. Yeah, not well. Oh, yeah. She's just from there, too. Don't worry. Suddenly, it's like the movie True Lies. Okay, that didn't even make sense. Yeah, I'm a Russian Jew from Ukraine, not to, ruin the mood. But it is what it is. You missed a lot. The people behind you, they might fuck. Okay. But, yeah, so... my dad was born in 1938, my mom in 1945, just whatever. They're old and immigrants, I think you understand. And the most embarrassed I've ever been was in 4th grade. I played the viola, and the night of the concert, the conductor came up to me and said, "Please don't play, just hold it." And lip singing the viola for my immigrant family was a low point. It's so sad. They escaped a war, how sad were they to just watch me hold it? But what a bitch, right? Would I have ruined Blue Jeans Blues that hard? We're fucking 4th grade. So that was disrespectful. Moving on to 5th grade, something bad that I did, I'll have to confess. We did ruin Mr. Michael's life. Because he had purple Converse, we thought he was gay, and we weren't nice about it. And I feel really bad. He also had a vintage Mercedes, but because it was old, we were like, "You're poor." And so we ruined this man's life. He broke a clipboard because I just remember this. I had to have a Post-it note on my desk, and every time I interrupted him, I had to do a tally. And then after a certain amount, I'd get kicked out. But whatever, I didn't care. So that was a confession. I was homophobic in 5th grade, but only to Mr. Michael. But I wonder where he is. I hope he's still married. So I hope he's doing good. He also had a mole on his face. We were not nice to him. And I feel, me and Jovan, I want to find out what Jovan's up to. We really fucking ruined his life. But fuck him, because during the talent show, we wanted to do a dance to Barbie Girl, and he said it was inappropriate. And it's like, we didn't know that then. Like, and I'm just pissed. So we did something else. Okay, killed Mr. Swim team. Okay, I quit swim team 2 weeks before senior meet because I missed practice to go to Oprah. I got tickets to Oprah, so I think we can understand what that meant. And it wasn't just Oprah. We got snacks at a movie theater to watch Shall We Dance. We got boxed lunches. Then it was Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon, and Jennifer Lopez. So I missed practice. Then the next day he goes, you missed practice. I go, I was at Oprah. Like, what? And he said, you said you'd try to make it. And I said, yeah, I tried. What'd you want me to do, get a private jet? And he said, you know what? I'm sick of your attitude, and so is everyone else. And I said, I'm sick of you. And then I had to quit. And so that's a story. I got into a car, and the only address I remember, it was 420 Surf. That's a cool street. And so I went to my friend's house thinking I was gonna get sympathy. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, I got arrested. It's so sad. But she was midway through an abortion. And I was like, okay, stealing my thunder. But she like did the pills at home. So that was like a learning lesson too. You know what I mean? Everyone always, someone's in the middle of an abortion. Life's all right. Okay. Something terrible happened to me in second grade. This girl, Jen Reese, eventually she goes, I've just been using you for erasers, because we had like eraser collections, and I was like, heartbroken. So mean. I did meet someone a couple weeks ago that listens to my podcast, and they said something, and I was like, oh my God, that's so wild that you know that. And she goes, yeah, you talk about yourself a lot. And that's been going through my head right now. But I love a theme. Okay, college, but what is, never mind. I don't want to tell that. Whatever. I got arrested in college too, and after my friends picked me up, they asked me for gas money. That's mean, right? Like, I just was not raised like that. Like, I've had a hard day. All right. I didn't know you'd be obsessed with that one. I hope I remember it. But, okay, I'm going to thank you so much. I had so much fun.
What a great high school career. That was.
Yeah, I dabbled.
Dabbled?
I think I went a little I think I spanned a few, all of my educational career. I hope that's okay.
It was perfect.
Thank you.
I feel like you've led 1,000 more lives than me.
You think so?
I was a nobody, a nothing burger in high school.
I don't think I was. I mean, I ate lunch in the library sometimes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you did shit.
I wouldn't even go to the library. Like, that's how little shit I did.
Why? What were you doing? Video games?
Yeah, a lot of video games. Some not even video games, just staring at the television.
Yeah.
Nothing plugged in at all.
Did you go to the movies?
Occasionally, if my parents wanted, like, somebody else there with them.
Okay.
You went date night? What was the best high school party you went to that you didn't get in trouble for?
I don't know if I partied. I was on the swim team. Theater party is not good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, when I was a senior, my good friends were already in college, and we had fun parties. Honestly, there's no stories here. I'm sorry. I guess I seemed fun, and I'm not. I really gave a good show, but here I am. I can't remember one party.
Wow.
I remember drinking. I remember drinking with people, but I don't remember big parties.
Do you remember the first time
there
you got
was
drunk?
one party I missed, but everyone was watching like the dad's porn, and I don't know if I wanted to do that.
Like his collection, or he was in the porn?
No, collection. That
Got
one.
it.
Yeah. You've done that.
Oh, I was joking. I feel you. I also swam
Oh yeah.
and did theater.
Yeah.
Wait, were you a swimmer?
Yeah.
It's
2
hard.
days?
Yes, it's 2 days. You never see the sun.
6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
That's a lot.
That's 2. You're lying.
Well, it was. It doesn't matter, but it was first swim practice in the morning, school till 3:30, second swim practice till 5:30,
Yeah.
theater rehearsal 6 to 9.
Oh my God.
Nobody cares.
Well, I got
also
in trouble
true.
because Charlotte's Web, I was in Charlotte's Web as our conferences were happening.
Yeah.
And my swim coach was like, you've got to choose. I'm like, let me just be in this play. Like, I'm not that good at swimming. I did get a JV record, though.
Whoa, what was it? What?
100 butterfly. It was 118. It was
That's
like, okay.
hard.
That's really
100
impressive.
butterflies hard. What about prom? Homecoming, dances, any stories,
This
any
is going to be so
thoughts
tragic.
or emotions?
It was like... This is horrific. I can't believe this is happening to me. I asked this boy to homecoming, and he said no. But
To your face, or did he give you a maybe? I'll think
no,
about it.
he said no, which is fine. But then he went with my group of people alone, anyways.
Wow. I'd rather go stag in a group.
It's like psycho.
Yeah, than stand next to you in a picture.
Yeah, and I always say he was one of those people. It's like I'm gonna join the military, but then 9/11 happened and he didn't, and it's like why don't you just join it? You know what I mean?
Now they need you more
All
than ever.
talk. It's just like
Exactly.
fake military people are worse than the military. Like, yeah.
You had a Camaro in
You're
high
doing
school.
push-ups and thinking you're cool. But whatever. He tried to
Crew cut
friend
for
me
no
one day.
reason. And also, yeah, it's all the bad politics of being in the military without any of the valor or self-sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a whole essay about
Thought
this.
about that shit. I'm at war.
Yeah.
How was the college application process for you? Did you go to college?
Be honest.
What do you mean?
I don't know what he asked. I was gonna say be honest regardless of what.
Oh, okay. So I did go to 3 different colleges. So I went to Iowa State, and
Love
that
it.
wasn't really for me. I was like,
Go Cyclones.
yeah, there was like horses on the campus. I was on the agriculture floor. It was.
I was on the
not-
agriculture team.
No, you weren't.
No, I was just saying. Like,
Why
it would
do you
be
keep
funny.
lying?
I'm sorry. That's the only way I know how to talk. Continue. What was the second school, and can I name their mascot? That's all I'm thinking about.
Oh, okay. No, it's not a real school. I went to Columbia College in Chicago,
yeah.
not university.
Art
Got it.
school, yeah.
Did someone go to Columbia College?
My friend Amanda Ferry went there.
You went?
Our parents did.
Your parents? How old are you?
He did. Old. He went to Columbia. I did.
University or college?
College.
And
Wow.
what did you study?
I did TV writing.
That's
TV
cool.
writing.
So it's like an artsy community college that's expensive.
Damn.
In downtown Chicago, and I majored in music business. I am tone deaf, and so that was dumb. And then I was like, maybe I'll just be a gym teacher, and so I went to North Park University. I'm Foster and Kedzie in Chicago. Because that's where my gym teacher, Mr. Tate, went. And so I was like, I'll go here. And then it was an evangelical Christian college.
You didn't know until you arrived.
I
day
thought it was
one?
like Loyola, Notre Dame. Like you
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
still be normal, but it's like a Christian college of America.
have
You could
math?
still be
Key
normal.
religious.
No, these people are like, I went in open-minded and left being like, I hate you. Like they were out of control. Just like, yeah, wild Christians. But then I found stand-up, and then I switched to sociology. And
It
that
all
was
worked out.
chill.
It all
and
worked out.
then sociology is fun,
Yeah.
you know.
Now you're killing
What does
it.
cheating on a test when you're majoring in music business look like? Is it you like under the desk, like hitting a metronome?
Truly, I can't even remember. I can't even tell you
like signing
what I
these-
was there for. It was a blur
Yeah.
of a time. I worked at a really cool hair salon though.
I feels like you got a lot of great life skills during all 3 tenures. You learned how to cut hair. You learned how
Not cut
to
hair.
do
I was a
stand-up.
receptionist,
Okay.
but I learned how to schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Four. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
I don't want to end
Great
on
job.
that.
No,
Like
let's
my
end
job
on-
at
let's
a
end
hair
on,
salon. It's
what
like,
was
you
your-
know, why don't you guys tell me? Why are you? You be
3
vulnerable.
words to sum up your high school experience.
People know so much about me. 3 words. Like
Sports.
Laugh, love.
3 words. I'll say friendships.
Nice. Savage. That's a good one.
This isn't one word, but we have really good bagels.
Yeah.
Friendship bagels.
Friendship bagels.
Yeah.
And you know what? Mr. Ortman, my theater teacher.
Yes.
I loved him.
Yes.
Love
Mr.
it.
Ortman.
Fuck yeah. I love bagels.
I should leave, yeah?
Yes.
Give it
Good
up for
job.
Liza Treyger.
Give it up for bagels.
Give it up for Poppy C.
And
Wait,
Mr.
did you
Orton.
went to college, right?
I went to college.
Was it tight for you? No?
I I met a lot of great people.
I have a quick question. All right, this is rumor as an athlete that the theater kids was like constantly like fucking. Like,
Yeah, like every theater party was an orgy. I
yeah, it was
heard.
like weirdly
Yeah.
like real.
Yeah.
Like,
Was
did you-
that
was it?
for real? For real?
I was never a part of it.
He was like in the corner of the orgy, just like with a fucking fleshlight. Like this is.
Adam and Eve mobile.
Yeah, I stole this from my mom. It's not what it sounds like.
They don't even know I'm here. What's
She
that
took
little
it from me.
No, I didn't even get the
first.
invite. It's me on the quad that Monday being like, what'd you guys get up to this weekend?
You're itchy. You're really itchy.
I
for
was
some
on an
reason.
improv team of 8 people through college, and so we were kind of like, don't fuck each other.
Damn.
Nobody listened,
Yeah.
but not orgies.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This has been fun, man. It's
been fun.
Job fun.
Do you guys feel like you're back to school? We're gonna be doing these every month, right?
Really? What do you think for October, November theme?
Halloween?
That's awesome.
Old Hallows Eve.
That's really cool.
Give us. What do y'all think the next one should be? What do you think?
We put it all on one person.
Do our job for us.
They all yell Thanksgiving in unison. It could
Dress up as
be.
pilgrims. And
That's
Thanksgiving in October. No, I think it'd be fun. Halloween, we all get dressed up.
This is mad problematic.
This is why you weren't invited to the orgies, man. Listen to yourself. No one wants to dress up.
Thank y'all for coming. This was fun. I
Yeah,
had
give
a
it up
good
for
time.
yourselves.
And until next time, peace.
Thanks again.
That was a Headgum original.